Previously on Real Garbage. Put the lipstick on the pig!
It's probably easier to get a pig than a human out of prison. Put lipstick on them. That would be my argument. Is like, if I'm a cosmetics company, I'm like, hey, can we get 10 pedophiles, or is it easier to get like 100 dogs? Just go to the SPCA, and they're like, just get 100 dogs. It's easier.
Coming up on Real Garbage, Katie and Jeff get political.
And we just had Trump's like speech going in as background sound. The guy's a fucking comedian.
What? Katie and Jeff talk logistics.
When you're a kid, though, and the cops would show up at your school and they're like, hey, we're going to tell you about being a police officer. We're going to do your fingerprints, too. They fucking get your fingerprints at a young age.
Are you fucking kidding me? Katie and Jeff get serious. That's coming up on Real Garbage. This episode of Real Garbage is brought to you by a well-deserved drink after a long day. Oh, yeah.
This episode is also brought to you by wildfire smoke, blotting out the sun like the arrows of Xerxes' army.
Then we will podcast in the shade.
This is Real Garbage.
This feels like we're either on the surface of a different planet or the apocalypse is finally here.
It's very much Blade Runner-like.
It's neat.
Brandon, Evan, and I have a group chat, and we were comparing photos of like Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 and photos of like Washington, because that's where the fires are. Well, there's California and Washington.
Yeah.
And California, because a gender reveal went wrong. Fucking.
When will humans learn?
Yeah.
I heard that the person who claims that they started the gender reveal in 2008, some blogger, is like, please stop doing it.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't believe I ever started this. He's so mad at himself.
Well, like,
For good reason.
yeah, I can understand cute ways, like surprising your family with like icing-filled cupcakes to reveal, but fucking fireworks that start a national forest fire. Come on, be smarter.
It was huge.
Like, it's not all about you.
Could just go, we're having a girl.
Yeah, just,
Hey.
yeah.
I don't understand why people feel the need to have these silly gender reveal parties. It's like,
That are huge and publicized.
just go to the doctor, and the doctor will say it's a boy or a girl.
And then you're like, great.
Yeah, then just tell people that.
Yeah. Like, why do you have to make it a big spectacle?
These are the same people that still celebrate their birthday well into their 30s and early 40s. They're like, it's my birthday.
It's
I'm
all about
turning
me.
39 years old. I expect you all to be there.
Yeah.
I'm turning 38. God, it's in like, today's Saturday.
Next month?
4 days. No, 4 days.
Oh, yeah. September, not October.
September.
September.
Not October.
Not October.
So yeah, it was weird to come back to these smoky skies. I just spent a week in Manitoba.
How was that?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a little family get together. We had the core 5 together for the first time in about 25 years.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, it's been a time.
It's been
25 years since we all saw each other. But it was awesome. We spent some time Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, sitting around the fire outside, like day drinking and playing.
Just prairie things.
It was good. Like I went horseback riding twice.
Nice.
That was awesome. Seriously, it was fun. Like I got this sassy little 14-hander. She wasn't that big. She only came out to like my chest, but fucking she had an attitude on her.
That's about right.
She'd start giving me a hard time, like, I'm going this way. I'm like, fuck you. Get back in
Come
line.
on.
Neat. You're like, actually, it's weird riding an animal. Because it's not something we do out here that often. I ride my bike. That's about it. So to actually get on something with the mind of its own is totally different monster.
What the hell?
It was cool. Went quadding. It got cold. It was crazy. I've talked about my parents' giant garden before. We harvested about 8,000 cucumbers. I ate cucumbers every day for 6 days.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't want any cucumbers right now. And Monday night into Tuesday, got down to like below zero. It frosted, killed everything in the garden, just totally.
Oh my God, below
just like
zero.
That. Yeah. Oh, I went quadding on Tuesday, and every time the sun went behind the clouds, it was like, it was cold. I was regretting not bundling up even more. I had heavy gloves on, and my
Your
fucking
hoodie,
hood
like-
right around my face, but it was like, I can't get it tied in the right spot. Wind just blasted me in the face. Good time though.
That's good.
It was very. I was telling you about the Vancouver airport. It was just like
Yeah.
eerily quiet. Like, you know, you could have expected a zombie horde to come running out of one aisle at one point. Like, this is just weird. And of course, I'm sitting comfortably because the masks were mandatory on the planes, but not in the airport. So I'm like sitting there.
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
watching. Well, there's like nobody around me, right?
I guess.
And I saw someone else do it. I'm like, well, fuck it. If I could sit in the bar over there,
Yeah.
and not have to wear a mask, I want to sit over here on this couch away from everybody and not wear a mask.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense as long as you're away. Yeah, I would do that too if I'm away from everyone.
The people would just keep walking by me. I could see them like, "Oh, what's this guy doing?" They like stop right in front of me. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? Like, get away from me.
Yeah, you're like, keep on walking.
Trying to distance myself from you.
Yeah. Get the fuck away from me.
It's weird. It was strange. It was all right though.
That's good.
Yeah.
All in all, good trip.
Awesome. How was your week?
Busy. It's oh my god, my nose is itchy.
Yeah, nose hairs?
No, my hoop is not lined up properly. So part of it was like tickling the inside of my nose, and I was like, ugh. Anyway, this week has been interesting. This week was the beginning of all bars, restaurants, and pubs not serving liquor past 10.
Oh yeah. I heard about that one.
I haven't run into any issues or any like customers being super like upset and aggressive about it, which is nice. But it just sucks. Like being in the industry at this time, like I've seen so many like news interviews and articles about how a lot of people in this industry kind of feel like, for lack of better words, like picked on, or the ones that are like financially the most suffering, which I can see that because our areas of business are the most high risk with exposure, like constant food and, you know, like I get where the rule is coming from, but it does suck because that's 2 hours taken away.
Or more in some bars.
Yeah, taken away shift-wise.
Those are your money hours, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's wage on top, you know, but the tips on top of that when people are drunker between 11 and 2.
I mean, it doesn't, like... I don't think it hits as hard on weekdays because the weeknights that I've been working, it hasn't been, like, super busy, and I'm like, sorry, guys, to a large crowd of people, like, can't serve. But like Friday and Saturday nights, I'm interested to learn how that's going.
Because it just came in last week.
Yeah,
right?
the beginning of this week. Yeah.
I saw the meme. It was the people in the liquor store that have to work between 10 and 11, just stressing the fuck out. It's weird. I feel like we're frogs in boiling water right now.
Yeah.
Slowly boiling water. They're just slowly like it was wild. Okay. Winnipeg Airport. I had to fly out of Winnipeg. Just the amount of times boarding the plane that they had to repeat the fucking, this is a fucking Transportation Canada, blah, blah, blah announcement about COVID-19, this and that. You got to answer these questions over and over and over again. I'm like, yeah, we fucking get it. You've already said it 3 times. Stop repeating it. It was like just going nonstop.
Just droning.
Well, it's almost like, it's hilarious. I spend a week on the prairies and I'm like, well, it's like everyone there is like, it's a fucking plan. It's fake. It's this and that. I'm like, maybe it is. Who knows?
Yeah.
I will say that just hearing this shit being like, you know, spewed out of speakers in an airport, for example, it's like, you say it enough, then eventually it's just like, yeah, we got it. And it just becomes like ingrained in you. It's almost like all the times that Donald Trump says like Sleepy Joe and fucking
my God.
other stupid shit. People start going like, well, look at Sleepy Joe. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you heard it enough. Now that's your name for him. Like it's Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So the same thing seems to be happening with a lot of stuff. That's one observation I made in an airport because it was weird. It's like, okay, you got to say it once. It's fine. But they were just like rewording it and saying
In
it
different
again.
ways.
And then,
Yeah.
it's creepy.
But I will, to play devil's advocate, I will say that as we know, there are a lot of stupid people who don't read signs and don't listen. So like the one time, it's probably not enough.
Yeah. I just like, because the people, I'm noticing and hearing stories of people just like that never had power. Now they just have power to like wash your hands, put your mask on, like that. That's like you giving authority to all these people that shouldn't have authority. And it's spooky because like I just imagine like being on an airplane and they're like, in the event of an emergency, oxygen masks will fall. When you're like going to put your own mask on, you got to pull your COVID mask off. And the plane's going down and someone's screaming, "Put your mask back on!" You're like, what do I do?
You're like, for fuck's sake, which mask?
Can't save anybody.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I was giggling myself when they were like doing that. I'm like, well, what do we do with these masks on? Yeah. And man, like I don't know, you got to work in a mask all day?
Yep.
I like just sitting on the plane breathing and just heating my eyes up. I'm like, fuck's sakes, this is brutal.
I've invested in very breathable, thin cotton masks. I have my 2 in here just in case one is too like wet. I switch it out.
Too moist.
Too moist. I also, there's this spray that I normally have in my purse, but I don't have it in here. It's in my car. It's a BHA spray, so it's a salicylic acid spray that I spray my mask to get rid of bacteria so I don't break out.
Yeah.
But this is my one mask. It's just like a nice cotton.
It's a nice cotton.
It's a nice cotton blend. Nice thin cotton mask. I got a 3-pack from Sport Check for $9.99. Dope. They are like made for small faces. Like.
Well, that's what I'm noticing, and that's the argument I heard a couple times.
It doesn't fit my face.
Well, if you're wearing a mask that's too small or a mask that doesn't fit tightly, like it's not blocking,
doing anything.
Yes, it's blocking a little bit, but it's not blocking everything. And I think that's what a lot of people are arguing. They're like, it doesn't do anything. I'm like, well, it does something.
Yeah.
It doesn't do everything.
Yeah.
So just relax.
But then this one is my all-time favorite. I got it at Culture Craze.
I thought that was Dora the Explorer for a second.
Come on, vámonos. I got it at Culture Craze. They always have sales, like
The place that sells the
body jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like buy 2, get 1 free, buy 3, get 2, all that shit. And there's a woman who makes these masks on Vancouver Island, so supporting small local. They're really nice, breathable, like cotton. And there's a place to put a filter in them, which is super nice. And there's adjustable.
You can hide joints in there.
Yeah. Adjustable ear straps. So I wear this all day and my skin doesn't feel shitty after.
The adjustable ear straps are good because I've noticed my cousin, he has a tree service company called Busy Beaver Tree Service. So he got masks and hats made. So I was wearing his mask all the way home, and I was like, man, like I like it, but it's just tugging on my ears just a little bit.
Yeah, and then your poor little ears are like this.
I have little ears, too, so they can't take that much.
Yeah, they can't take a
I
beating.
gotta be easy on them.
You know what I wish whenever I'm on a plane?
That there's no snakes on there?
There's no snakes.
I was going to watch this on the plane ride, but I'm like,
I was going to say,
no.
I wish planes had one in-flight movie that was just very inappropriate to watch on a plane, like Red Eye, the horror where this guy like holds this girl hostage on a plane, or snakes on a plane.
Passenger 57.
Yeah.
Clear and Present Danger. Whatever.
Yeah.
One of those Harrison Ford
all
movies.
the planes shit.
I'm trying to think of another
Air
one.
Force One.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Just something that you'd watch on the plane and be like, this is a bad idea.
Why are you showing us this?
Yeah.
You guys. Just a fucking comedian pilot.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, Airplane.
Okay, before we get started here, I have to say, so there was Trump did like a presidential address on Tuesday last week, and I was teaching my parents how to play Yaniv, the card game that I've talked about. And we just had Trump's like speech going in as background sound. And if you're focused on something else and you're not watching him and you're just listening to him, the guy's a fucking comedian. He's hilarious. It's ridiculous. Like if you're
just all the shit he's saying.
Oh my God. He's in like he's going like, we have the greatest economy of all time. Look at that dress. Look at that dress. It's beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? The beauty, we're strong. We're the strongest we've ever been.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, but you just hear, he gets sidetracked. He's like a cat. They'll see something shiny. He's like, yeah, ugh. Like, or the fucking like squirrel, the dog.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I couldn't stop laughing. It was crazy. I'm like, God, I hate him so much, but fuck, that was funny. He just riffs. I hate to say it. He just does, though. Anyway.
November is gonna be interesting.
It's wild. We'll get hit by a meteor first, I'm sure.
Honestly, that would line up for the end of 2020, December 31st at 12:59 with 1 second left, we're going to get hit by a fucking meteor, just like the dinosaurs.
No.
Happy New Year!
They're going to release dinosaurs by the end of 2020.
Oh
That's what I
my
figure.
God.
I've said this before.
I would love to go out that way. I would love to just get obliterated by a Tyrannosaurus Rex or a Velociraptor.
Well,
Fuck yeah.
humans.
Oh my God, look! They're
Dinosaurs.
apropos.
We need predators. That's our problem. We're too comfortable. We got this cushy life, and it's like
we have
we
a
need
bunch.
predators.
We are very cocky at the top of the food chain. We need to get taken down a peg.
Like just think that eagles were 5 times the size they are right now. Five times.
Yeah,
Be pretty
they'd
big.
pick us up.
Pretty big bird.
They'd pick me up.
Yeah, just think. You walk outside and you're like, oh shit, I gotta watch out for these fucking birds. You'd be looking at your phone less. You'd talk to your neighbors.
You'd be like
banding together with your community because these things would murder you.
Yeah.
And almost, there'd be jobs created for hunting eagles the size of Buicks. Okay.
Jurassic Park.
So do you want to tell people what Snakes on a Plane is about?
Yes, because when I started watching this, I read the plot on IMDb, and my first note is I never knew this movie had an actual plot. When I watched it, I must have caught it not at the beginning, because it was literally, to me, just, there are snakes on this plane. That's the plot. I had no idea the backstory and the reason they were on the plane, all this shit.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, so, this mobster, the synopsis is this guy, this guy, after witnessing a murder by the Hawaiian...
Been a murder.
There's been a murder in Savannah. Come on, Caleb Crawdad. There was a murder by the Hawaiian mob, and and this guy witnessed it and got put into witness protection like that, and they're taking him from Hawaii to LA, and on the plane, the dirty mobsters affiliated with the cops load up hormone frenzied snakes on this plane, and
so many questions.
And buck wild insanity ensues.
So this all starts on Hawaii. They show us surfing. They show us this kid dirt biking.
Yeah.
This guy gets tossed off of a bridge and lands just perfectly 8 feet off the ground. So he's at eye level with this
kid.
This mafia boss coming up here. And like, what was Samuel L. Jackson doing in Hawaii?
He was an FBI agent, and he was like following, I forget his first name, but Mr. Kim, the main mobster.
Allie Kim or something, Arlie Kim, something. Yeah.
So he was tasked to like find him and hopefully get him on something so they could arrest him, because the last witness got like killed or whatever.
Hawaii seems an odd place to have like a mafia.
I know.
Like,
it's like,
I don't know if there's like, are there state mafias?
Maybe. But why would, like, to me, if there was a mafia, if there was a branch of the mafia in Hawaii, I would expect that branch to be like huge Samoan dudes. Like The Rock, like Hawaiian dudes.
At least a couple of them.
I wouldn't expect them all to be like, I don't know their ethnicity, so Japanese. I'm going to assume
thin fit Asians.
I'm going to assume Japanese just because I know the Yakuza are Japanese and I know that's like their mob.
Yes.
So, but like, why would they be fit Asian men, like, just setting up in Hawaii?
Maybe
It's weird.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense.
No. And then what also didn't make sense is this guy witnesses this murder, and rather than hiding in the bushes and waiting until these guys leave, he just gets on his bike and is like, vroom, vroom, and gives away his position.
Without putting his helmet on.
Yeah.
And so, and they got a look at him?
I guess.
Because they
show up at his house.
Yeah, they saw the back of his head, and they're like, we got him.
Yeah.
And then 3 of them show up at his house the next day or later that day.
Later that day. Huh? Like, how is that so fast?
And how did Samuel L. Jackson find him so fast? Because he appears like within 5 minutes of the start of this movie. And he's just in his apartment like, hey, stay right there or you're going to die.
Yeah.
That didn't make sense either. So how the hell did all of these guys, like, he's like, you witnessed a murder. It's like, how did you know? Who told you? Like, was he watching the kid?
Like a 1-800 hotline. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, 1-888-0-CRIME. No, that's from a different show.
Also, I noticed that our girl Julianna Marguliessss is in this
I
from
know.
Ghost Ship.
I wonder if she got the same.
I wonder if she disowned this too.
The same deal with the script where she's like,
Yeah.
all right, we're going to do a movie about a plane hijacking. And they're like, actually, this plane is full of snakes.
They snakes on the plane. And she's like,
But they went,
fuck.
But Samuel L. Jackson is in it. She was like, all right.
She's like, okay, that's cool.
That's worth it.
Also, in the credits, this movie, I didn't realize I hated it until they switched the way they did it. I now hate when movies have all their credits at the beginning. I hate it. You lost me. I'm bored. You know, I need to see the title and maybe the main actors, but don't show me executive producer's assistant. I don't care. Show me at the end. You lost me.
No, they had to save the end for the music video.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Wow.
No, but I didn't realize this until watching this, and I realized, oh, they reversed it because they show all the credits at the end now, which is good. When you're watching a movie, you want your audience to be immediately immersed in the experience. You don't want to be like, snipes on a plane. Here's all the actors we used. Here's the dogs that were on set.
Grip.
Yeah.
Second grip.
Don't need to know that. But
Coffee runner.
with the credits at the beginning, Thor, God of Thunder's wife, is in this.
Who?
Elsa Patsky.
Wait.
she was the mom.
Clueless? Clueless girl?
No,
No?
she was the mom with the baby.
Oh, that's Chris Hemsworth's wife?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they were married at the time, but
She sucks that poison out of that
Oh.
disgusting wound.
oh my God, yeah. Yeah, so
Oh, yeah, so
they-
Samuel L. Jackson saves his kid from his apartment.
yeah.
He takes him into the station. They're questioning him. So they're like, your prints were all over this can. That's how they found him. So this kid's obviously a criminal because they have his prints on
Yeah,
file.
like why? How the hell would they know who he is?
Yes. So
having
I'm
not-
I'm going like, oh no, you're a criminal.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have known who you were. Because if I haven't been arrested or anything, they don't have my fingerprints. Well,
No.
actually, no shit. You know what they do? Do you remember when you were a
Criminal
kid?
record checks?
No, you remember when you were a kid?
No.
Oh yes, criminal record check too. When you're a kid though, and the cops would show up at your school and they're like, "Hey, we're going to tell you about being a police officer. We're going to do your fingerprints too." They fucking get your fingerprints at a young age.
No.
I just realized that. We had the RCMP come when I like grade 5 or something like that. It was like, yeah,
Oh my
we'll
God.
show you what the police do, kids, and then they take your fingerprints. Sneaky fucks.
I know when you're born, you get your feet prints done.
Your footprints were all over the Red Bull can. We found you.
You were holding it like an ape.
This kid is weird. So they track him with that.
Yeah, so they get him and we see them at the airport. And there's this rapper.
3G.
3Gs.
The 3G's the germaphobe.
Yeah. And he signs this girl's boob. He literally
He cups it.
and
Cups
he's
it.
like, yeah.
She's like, that tickles. Ah.
Like,
She was throwing herself at him.
yeah, she was into it, but also even if I was meeting like the hottest, like the celebrity I thought was the hottest thing ever and my fucking hall pass celebrity, if I was meeting them and they fucking grabbed my boob and started signing it, I'd be like, it's a no from me.
It's enough for me, dog.
Yeah.
I love how the little white kid, he goes, "Stay black, brother." And the kid's like, "Yeah,
Oh.
motherfucker," and high fives
my
him, and he's like, "Ugh."
He's like, "Ugh."
gross, and sanitizes his hand. I'm like, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Easy.
About 14 years early.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like, ooh, white kid, don't touch me. Tells a white kid to stay black. Come on.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The chick from Clueless is in this. The Clueless, the TV show.
Oh, I was like, no, she ain't.
Not Alicia Silverstone. Not the original.
But the one who had her dog named Mary Kate.
Mercedes. Fuck. It's like, why couldn't you think she would have argued, been like, listen, I don't think my character's name should be Mercedes.
Yeah.
That's like a straight up stripper name. Ladies and gentlemen, Mercedes. Put those loonies and toonies together. Give it up for your feature entertainer of the evening.
Yeah, they're getting on this plane, and I know the largest plane I've ever been on is a 787. It's It was when I went to Vegas from Vancouver. I was surprised they were using a plane this big, but it was really full, so maybe it was a large flight. But it was 3 rows of 3 seats.
It's crazy, right?
Huge. And lucky me, I was in the middle row in the middle seat and nobody was sitting there, so I sprawled out.
Oh, that's going to be nice. I was on one of those from Seattle to Minneapolis on my way to Bermuda. And it was crazy. I'd never seen a plane that big.
Right? You're like, oh my
This
God.
thing's so wide. It's too many seats.
So, do planes have an upstairs? I've never seen a fucking plane with an upstairs.
That one had one. Neither
Upstairs first class.
It was a little. Well, it's funny too because when you saw a shot from the outside of the plane at one point when they shot a hole in the side of it,
Oh, yeah.
there were only 1 row of windows. They were upstairs.
Yeah.
So that means that the downstairs had no windows.
Yeah. So, what the fuck?
It's very strange design on that plane.
Also, if I saw the pilot of my plane was Todd Packer from The Office,
Champ.
I would fucking leave.
I couldn't remember his office name, and I'm like, I know him as Champ.
Yeah. Todd
Whammy. Whammy.
Todd F. Packer.
Fucking Packer. I love how they take first class because this is where
Yeah,
Samuel
they take
Jackson,
over first class.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
just
guess they
take
can
this
do
all.
that.
So everyone else, this prick,
This British cunt.
this frequent flyer fuck is like, oh, this is unacceptable. I'm not sitting in couch.
I'm too good for that.
Just sit with the swill.
Ugh. Shut the fuck up.
And then you've got a clueless chick here. Mercedes comes up and she's like, they're like, listen, we're really sorry. We're going to give you a voucher. You got to sit in coach. She goes, oh, coach, is it safe?
Yeah,
Like, what kind of people do you think are on this plane?
I know. And then,
This is a Con Air flight, actually.
yeah. And then the British guy, he's like, well, am I going to get to LA
Oh, yeah.
on time? And she's like, I'm pretty sure coach and first class get to LA at the same time.
Stupid.
Yeah, and he's like, talk to your manager.
Listen, Karen. Listen, Diane. I think Diane should be the new name for a Karen.
Really?
Yeah, my brother told me he had to deal with a Diane and Brandon. It's pretty funny.
You're like,
listen, Diane.
You're like, who? You're like,
That's the
oh,
new-
on the West Coast, that's a Karen.
That's a Karen. We're talking about Karen. In Manitoba, it's a Diane.
Interesting.
Listen, Diane. So they're all loading in the coach here. Oh, yeah, there was a square-faced blonde flight attendant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yep, she's got square face.
Yep.
She looked good.
She had it was hard for me at first to realize she had a square face too, and I think that's because she had more narrow, smaller features.
They were good.
And then she was oh my God, her
Tiffany.
And her fucking
Oh, God. Her flirty demonstration.
yeah.
No smoking.
No smoking.
Okay, we're getting there. Those 2 idiots smoking. Like, why would you try to smoke a joint in an airplane bathroom? It's going to last for about 2 seconds before the smoke's just pouring out from under the door. But they're just like, no, we'll blow it through the hole the fire smoke detector was in. Just getting the snakes high as fuck. Like, yeah, what about that?
Yeah.
Can snakes get high from weed? Like, they were blasting that
know.
fucking weed right up if it's really good stuff.
Dogs can.
Yeah, that's so crazy when people get animals high.
I know, what the fuck?
Like, they don't know what's going on. Just imagine being
They're probably scared. So
Scared?
scared out
They're
of the...
scared.
They're scared.
They're scared of the weed.
They're scared of the marijuana.
Dude, your dog is fucking blasted. He's cool with it. Eddie Kim.
Eddie Kim.
That was his name.
There we go.
Because so we go back upstairs and Tiffany's like giving some water to what's his face? What was that guy's name? The witness.
I don't know.
I don't think we ever got it.
Bobby?
I don't know.
He
Kid.
seems like a Bobby.
You're a kid now.
Yeah.
So Bobby, she's talking to Bobby. She's like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing?" He's
Yeah.
like, "Nothing."
And then he proceeds to tell her that he's a witness.
This kid can't keep his mouth shut to
No,
save his life. To literally save his life.
I said that. I was like, can you be talking about this?
It's like, oh, I'm a witness, star witness in a murder. Eddie Kim, is this big time mafia guy.
Yeah.
I got to go testify. So he goes to jail. But hey, if they catch me before that, well, I'm dead.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can't talk about that shit.
She could have been a spy. He doesn't
Yeah.
know who she is.
Because it's already been said that there are dirty cops around and like even dirty airplane guys that let the snakes get on the plane. Like, you fucking moron.
Damn dirty airplane guys.
And she would be a perfect spy because she's attractive and she's like hitting on him. So he'd be like,
He's like, I'll tell you everything, baby.
Oh,
she's talking to him. I had to giggle about this because she's talking to him. She's like, I heard Eddie Kim had a guy killed, then fed him to pigs.
Yeah. And I was like, Robert.
Always be wary of a man who owns a pig farm.
So somebody told me at work a joke, and it's so like, it's not funny, but it's clever funny. So, oh my God, please don't roast me, audience. I'm just repeating it. What do Robert Pickton and Wendy's have in common?
I'm not too sure.
The Baconator. Jesus. Like, it's not funny, but it's clever.
It is.
Like, yeah. I was pouring a drink and someone told me that joke and I was like, you're not wrong.
I watched an interesting movie called Dead Man with Johnny Depp from 1995 on the flight. And there's a scene where Lance Henriksen is like eating his riding buddy. Just murders him, cooks him. The next scene he's just eating a hand.
What the fuck?
All right. I don't know why. That just made me think of it. Robert Pickton.
Well,
he wasn't eating them. He was just feeding
no, he was
pigs, right?
yeah. The pigs were eating them. But then the people were eating the pigs. So the people were eating the people.
Gross.
Disgusting.
So gross. So, okay, we see a timer go off 2 hours. They're on a 5-hour flight.
Yeah.
So 2 hours, the timer is set to release the snakes. The Lays have been sprayed
cruising.
with
the hormone or pheromone.
pheromones. So I didn't realize they were the Lays when they were spraying first.
I was like, what the fuck?
Like, why are they spraying a box of flowers that's downstairs? Cool. All right. I don't know why that makes sense, but it does.
One thing before, like just before the snakes are released, or just after, but we don't see them yet. Samuel L. Jackson and Julianna Marguliessss have a scene together, but the camera is literally like cut to him, cut to her, cut to him talking, cut to her, cut to him, cut to her. And it got to a point where I was thinking, are you even doing the scene together? Or
Probably
were
not.
one of you not available for that day and you just had to cut it together? Because it, like, if they were talking to each other on the same set, I feel like the camera would have captured both of them talking to each other, not cut to him, cut to her, cut to him, cut to her, cut to him. It was just so weird. And now, like, after working on the Antigonish, I am more aware of this, and I'm just like, you weren't there. One of you wasn't fucking there.
Because they did have a scene later with the two of them, and they did use over-the-shoulder shots of each one.
Yeah.
No, my parents were both very disturbed by my performance in that short film.
Nice.
Yeah, my dad's like, I'm not going to lie, a little disturbed by it. I don't know what to think about that. I'm like,
You're like, good.
cool, because that was convincing then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're uncomfortable, I convinced you.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
The murder scene was cool. And when
Yeah.
someone's like, it was too much blood, I'm like, it was the
No,
best
it
blood.
wasn't.
Fuck you, man.
I worked really fucking hard on that.
On
It
that
was not too much.
Edible, stain-free. I can't believe my white shirt came out white.
I know.
It's crazy.
You're welcome.
Sometimes when you make blood with detergent.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, these two, they go in the bathroom, smoke a joint, start banging. Then the snakes get released.
Oh my God.
And then it's just
that
like,
snake just latches right onto her titty.
oh yeah.
Oh my God. That was so
nice. It was nice titties.
Yeah, they were nice and plump and real. I was surprised because normally every single horror movie I've ever watched with like a modern horror movie, if there's a nude scene, she has fake boobs.
Fake! Fake!
Yeah.
Ah!
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it was nice to see some real titties
was
for
refreshing.
once. Yeah.
It's 2006.
Yeah. That was one of my notes. Ooh, real titties.
Yeah. The next guy that gets attacked by the snakes, this guy walks into the other bathroom, talks to his dick.
Yeah.
Let me just say right now, I have never known a man who talks to his penis.
Okay.
Never.
I was going to ask about that.
Never. You don't unzip your pants and go like, "Oh, you doing there, buddy?" You just
What's
don't.
going on, bro?
You don't. It's just
Okay.
such a
good
shitty
to know.
depiction. Like, unless there are douchebags out there that actually do, and it's like, good God.
There probably
Frat
are.
boys.
Yeah. Those are the same boys that are like, I'm Big Pete and he's Little Pete. Like, but not little, not little. Fucking huge.
Smaller than me relative to my size. You get it?
Yeah, I don't have a small dick. Also, this movie makes us believe that snakes
Snakes.
have 4K night vision.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I didn't Google. I don't know if you Googled how snakes actually see.
I did not.
You wouldn't know exactly anyway, because you couldn't. I don't think we have a visual representation of an actual snake's vision.
No, I doubt it.
So it's just whatever you guess, right? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's this then.
But I doubt it's 4K night vision.
I think they have like sight like the predator. I can't do the clicking noise.
I can't. Yeah.
Snakes with shoulder cannons. These snakes were all right. So once they start swarming, the dude that was talking to his dick gets his dick bitten.
Yeah, the snake latches
Instantly.
on. Good.
Oh man! And then there's
Say goodbye to Little Pete.
snakes are coming out of everything.
Yeah.
Vents in the floor, under the seats, the overhead compartments.
Yeah, like out of nowhere, they've just all wormed their way from the bottom carriage cabinet.
Everywhere. They get everywhere. And then later on, they're like, we need to separate ourselves from these snakes. Grab all your bags. Make a wall.
Yeah,
They make a wall, and it's like, perfect. We're safe.
Yeah, they can't worm their way through. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, no. Luggage. Shit. What do we do? Well, we can't go
My
through all those
one
places we were in
weakness.
before. We can't go through all the vents we used earlier.
Also, I realized that the one bodyguard guy was playing a PSP. And up until I watched this, I totally had forgotten PSPs existed.
Yeah.
That's
right.
I saw that and I was like, that's not a Switch.
There were a lot of...
And then I was like, it's a PSP.
There's been a lot of video game systems I've
Personal
never played.
PlayStation.
Is that what it... No.
PlayStation
That would be
Personal.
That would be... Okay, That should be PPS.
PPS.
Personal
PPs.
PlayStation. Personal PlayStation.
I've got my PPs.
With your PP.
Do you want to play with my...
No, that's why they didn't name it that.
You want to play with my PPS?
PPS.
My PPs.
So this one captain's like, all right, we lost avionics. We got to go fix them. And she was like, all right, Champ's like, I'll keep the helm and you go do that. He goes down there.
No emergency landing.
He gets they can't land anywhere because they're over the ocean, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
True.
I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, they're coming from Hawaii, so they've got like 5 hours.
Yeah.
That would suck. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I would not be comfortable doing that. Even going over like an hour of ocean to Bermuda, I was like, ugh.
When I flew to Hawaii, which I also... Okay, never mind. No, I do understand this. I was going to say I don't understand how it was 5 hours, but I realize we are farther away, hence why our flight's more.
It's true.
But Vancouver to Hawaii was 6.5 hours. And it was so weird getting to that point where you're not flying over land at all anymore. And it's just ocean for hours. And I'm like, I remember thinking, what if we go down?
Yeah.
Would it be more safe if we went down on the ocean or less safe? And then I'm like, well,
Less
more.
safe.
Here's where I was thinking. More safe because there's like life rafts and all this other shit. And like, I know the ocean and water isn't soft, but for some reason I think it might be a gentler landing rather than crashing into hard ground. But at the same time, then you have to deal with being wet, hypothermia, sharks.
Yep. Sharks.
There's a shark in the water. There's a snake on a plane. It's fucked.
We also got to deal with like, what if you go down and these guys went through turbulence for like 2 hours non-stop.
That's true.
So I'm thinking like because you've seen videos of those cruise ships out in the middle of the ocean when there's storms and the waves are like 80 feet tall. Just imagine it was like that.
Okay,
and you
good point.
crash and you're in a life raft in the middle of the night. Just like, oh shit, and waves are just destroying you.
After this episode, we should look up the survival rate of crash landing on Earth versus ocean and sea.
Yes. There was another stat. Oh, yeah. Remember when I was telling you about never flash your lights at a car you
Yes,
see.
yeah,
It's not real.
Oh, thank God.
It was an urban myth. It was like it was created around the Hell's Angels back in the 80s, and the story just kept evolving. They were like, well, it's a cool story. We're not going to argue
We're not
with
gonna.
people. Yeah, apparently that's just an urban
defunk
legend.
it.
So if you see somebody driving without their headlights on, flash those motherfuckers.
I'm just gonna be like, hey!
All of a sudden they go,
Yeah, they
like,
bang a
"Jeff,
Yui
what's
and
wrong?"
fucking kill me.
You and the gang.
One thing I didn't understand, well, one of many things, is the snakes are all over the place.
Yes.
And they're going through turbulence because they lose hydraulics or what the fuck, avionics.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And there's a snake inside the closed barf bag
Oh, yeah. Yes.
for the jump scare. What the fuck?
That one.
This lady's about to throw up and she opens up her newly packaged barf bag and a snake just
And we know, we've been on planes. We know the barf bag is like slid into the little literature only slot.
Yeah.
So there's no room for anything to get in there.
No.
So yeah, she opens it up. I'm like, well, did that snake just like think thin and slide
Yeah.
like right in front of her too?
Yeah.
Like, what is she doing? She wasn't sleeping.
No, she was just dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb.
Dum 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 dum.
Oh, and then Samuel Jackson and the other two, his partner and buddy kid, Bobby, they hear the commotion, and his partner goes downstairs, and he has a fear of snakes, and he's like a snake just bites him right on the chest, and he's like, ah! And then Samuel L. Jackson just comes down and is tasing the snakes.
Yeah, that's a little.
the fuck?
And just like with precision, these things are
Yeah.
fast and they're ornery.
Yeah.
And he's just like, pss, 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 pss. Well, there's
Yeah.
a point. Okay, the captain goes down to fix the avionics, and he
Oh,
gets
yeah.
bit in the neck, like hard.
Yeah.
Just, brrr, thing latches onto him.
And then
he hits the deck, and like the
Dies immediately.
Well, she comes down there. And she goes, "I think he had a heart attack." Like, what about his fucking neck with the snake wound
Yeah.
on it? Like, those things are blowing up on everybody else. So then Samuel L. Jackson comes downstairs and he's like, checks his pulse. He goes, "Oh, I think he's had a heart attack." Like, why aren't you guys looking at his neck?
Yeah, you just felt it.
Just roll him over to the other side. Oh, those look like bite marks.
Yeah.
It just seems so stupid. Oh, fine. I'll just keep talking.
Yeah.
I'd probably edit it out, but still. Anyway. Yeah, I would not want to be on a plane full of snakes. It'd be worse if it was a plane full of spiders, though, to be honest with you. If they just released like a buttload of black widow spiders. Because snakes you can at least see. They're slithering. They're long. They're pretty thick. But spiders, they're too small. And in like a dark airplane cabin, you wouldn't be able to see them all. So it would just be even creepier because even if there were no spiders around you, you'd still be thinking, there's spiders like crawling on your feet and shit. And you'd probably, like, what if these snakes, what if the guy got the wrong snakes and they weren't even poisonous? They were just non-poisonous, regular snakes. And all they did, like, you're thinking, I'm going to die. No, they're not going to kill you. They're just non-poisonous snakes. I'm just saying, imagine if this was the plan by Eddie Kim. He's like, all right, I'm going to get a snake full of non-poisonous snakes. None of them can be poisonous. So nobody's dying. They're just in an abnormal amount of pain all the way, just getting bit by random snakes. And then when they get there, like, oh, man, we made it. There's a hitman waiting right outside the plane. He's like, got you, motherfuckers.
Just at the bottom on the tarmac waiting for the stairs to come on. And he's like, blah, blah.
Did you enjoy your 5 hours of annoyance?
Yeah.
Ah, fucking snakes!
Well, the thing about these snakes on this plane is that they were like, like constantly attacking and biting like a rabid dog. Even when the lays weren't there anymore, they were just like,
Oh, God. Have you ever seen the video of baby alligators?
No.
I'm going to show you after. I might be able to
Okay.
edit it in right here if I remember it. But they sound like lasers, like pew, pew, pew. It's crazy. It's crazy. I heard it. It was like, I'll show you after.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Kid got bit.
Oh, yeah, right on the arm.
She cut it open, and the amount of pus coming out was just gross.
I know. She cuts it open with her earring, coats her mouth in olive oil, And then, we skipped the part where she gets smashed into a wall with her baby and her Bjorn, and the baby somehow goes flying out of the Bjorn and doesn't die. And then the old flight attendant, Grace, goes to rescue the baby and gets bitten in the back.
Grace was. Have you seen the movie?
MVP.
Have you seen the movie Kingpin?
No.
She's just a gross character in Kingpin. She's like the landlord, but she's like really just trailer trash. And she's like, "Listen, Munson, I need my rent," and she makes him like sleep with her instead.
Oh my god!
And he's like throwing up right after. Oh, it's gross. It's a great movie. You got to watch it. Woody Harrelson, his old bowling.
Ooh, okay.
It's good. Oh, yeah, the snake expert. So they hire a snake expert.
Oh yeah, they go
like,
find him.
This is what's going on. This guy looked like the size of the forehead on him was just it was distracting at first. I just thought like this guy looks like an alien that's taken over a human body that's almost done like sucking it down to size, but he's like, oh shit, the forehead's still big.
Roger the alien from American Dad. Yeah.
So they figure out, they're like, oh man, we got all these snakes and shit, and they're on pheromones. And Samuel L. Jackson's like, you tell me this snakes are on crack?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Has your pet snake turned to the rock? Call the snake drug addiction
hotline. 1-877 88888 because that's the S. Yeah.
Yeah. 1-800. It's all S's. Oh man. So yes, again, I made a note. This witness can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Because again, he's like, yeah, because all the people are like, shit, we gotta get upstairs, and they go up to first class, and the one guy's like, why do you have all the first class? And he's like, it's my fault. I'm supposed to testify against this murderer.
Up.
Like, oh my god.
That's when someone whips out their gun and
seriously?
It's like,
let's just kill him now.
Yeah, and then so they. The snakes get through the barrier, so they run upstairs and use this is actually smart. They used a life raft and open it to block the top. But
what if it had just been a foot too small?
A dinghy. Yeah. They're like,
we're like 6 inches short.
They take turns holding it, like shifts.
Pull to the left side.
But how the fuck did a fucking anaconda get on this fucking plane?
Yeah, I wrote like bull python or something.
And
it was big.
It was a Burmese python, yeah.
Oh.
But how the fuck did they get it on the plane and nobody noticed?
How did they get all these snakes on this plane? Okay, first of all, so what was the time between when Eddie Kim killed this human piñata?
It was like the same day.
Oh, yeah. So
because they were wearing the same clothes and they were urgent, like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here.
It's almost like they knew they were going to be on that plane and they were just ready to spring this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we've got this idea that we want to just load these planes up with snakes. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh shit, they're going to be on this one. Okay, sweet, let's release them. Like, they've just got like loads of snakes on every plane. They're like, well, we got to figure out what plane it is. Because the guy outside who's like watching the dog come up there, he's like, it's UR 222.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, that's the plane they're going to be on. So yeah, did all of the planes at that place have snakes on them? And where do you even get this many snakes? It's a lot of snakes.
Yeah. Well, they got it from that illegal guy and.
But even like this.
But still, I want to know how they snuck that huge snake on.
How many snakes do you think there were? 200?
Probably.
150? It's a lot of snakes. Even like if there were 10 snakes on the floor in front of us right now, that would seem like a lot.
Yeah.
Because that is a lot. I couldn't imagine a couple hundred. And just the weight. The weight of 200 snakes has got to be a couple thousand pounds.
The weight of that Burmese python alone is 200 pounds, probably.
Like, you need a crew of people to bring in these snakes. You need to have everybody paid off at the airport so they're not noticing. Like, there just seems to be way too much work.
Yeah,
to have it done in 12 hours. Mm-hmm. And why snakes?
Yeah.
Like, what if...
No evidence?
What if these snakes were just like, man, we don't want to eat people? And like, why do snakes chew on wires?
Yeah, they're not rats.
No. So why are they like, oh, man, we've lost avionics? Why?
Yeah.
Snakes aren't
How
like...
the fuck?
Hey, let's chew on these wires right here because these are probably the ones we should chew.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense either. Snakes just seem like an inefficient way of trying to kill somebody.
Yes.
Because what if the guy never got bit at all? They're like, oh, they're just going to knock the whole plane down. Well, you don't know. Snakes are going to be strategic in how they attack the inner workings of the airplane.
Well, these were.
So they got super smart poisonous snakes.
And then this fucking British cunt
Oh, this guy.
throws Mercedes dog to the Burmese python, and it fucking
And he gets instant karma.
yeah, like instant. The Burmese python is like, that was a little amuse bouche onto the main course. This British cochon.
He's now getting eaten and he'll be slowly dissolved over the next 4 to 5 days.
After I crush
I
him.
actually looked into how long it takes a snake to digest food, and it's like 4 to 5 days. But sometimes they'll go 1 to 2 weeks without food.
Yeah, they'll
crazy.
nurse it.
It's crazy. So, oh yeah, Champ is not dead. Oh, this actually, they got me with one jump scare.
What?
When Champ gets bitten in the cockpit and then falls
Oh.
into that like little place,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh my God, Captain, where are you?" And she leans over and it's like,
Yeah.
that actually made me like, Jesus, what?
Yeah, and then she like is facing off with it and grabs the axe and is like,
It surprises me that these snakes are so easy to kill.
I know.
I don't think it's that easy to kill a snake. Like
I
they're
think
like
it is.
hit him with a handbag, oh, it dies.
Oh,
Like they're using weapons, like they're hitting him with stuff, and he's tasing them like the taser.
yeah,
You gotta
that's
be right up on something to tase it.
even a seasoned FBI agent is not trained in tasing snakes in the
I'm an
field.
expert at hand-to-hand tasing.
Hand-to-hand snake combat.
Oh, Marguliessss really wanted that Samuel Jackson BBD.
Yeah,
She was like, "Oh, come back soon." I'm like, "Whoa, when did these two fall in love with
I
each other all
know.
of a sudden?"
when
It
they
went-
were off screen, because it certainly wasn't when they were on
No,
screen.
it went from like, "I'm just stretching my legs, going for a walk." She's like,
To
"You people
come
need
back."
to tell us when you're going to take first class."
Yeah,
He's
shut
like,
the fuck
"What do you
up.
mean, you people, bitch?"
Yeah,
mean,
and then she's
FBI.
like,
I
he's
didn't
like-
say that.
yeah, and he's like, I'm just fucking with you.
So he had to go down to fix the air conditioning because the air wasn't
Oh
circulating.
yeah,
First of all, I would not want to go in the belly of a plane. I don't want to be on a plane full of snakes at all.
yeah. No,
Like I was saying,
let alone the belly of a beast.
you were in the bathroom and I was like, it would be scarier if it was spiders.
Ooh,
Spiders on
yeah.
a plane would just be absolute terror for
They're
an hour and a half.
smaller. They can get more places.
Well, that, and you would, if they were all black widows, they'd be dangerous. And then just think, like, even if they weren't near you, you'd be like, there's some touching me.
Yeah,
It would,
that's
you wouldn't
true.
be able to get comfortable on a snake full of spiders.
On a snake full of spiders.
On a plane full of spiders.
On a snake full of spiders.
Snakes full of spiders on a plane.
Oh my!
Every time they kill a snake, it explodes.
with a
spiders.
bunch of spider eggs.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah. That would be terrifying. That's the sequel.
Yeah.
No, the sequel is Snakes on a Plane 2 with poisonous
Spiders.
snakes this time.
Yeah.
And some spiders. They just mix it up. They're like, there's some spiders in there too. Snakes are good with spiders. You got a harpoon. Where do you get a harpoon?
I was just thinking that. Who checked a harpoon?
And how did he? Like his aim is just true. Like just,
Yeah.
boom, just shoots a writhing snake with a harpoon.
Yeah. Okay. His hand-to-hand snake combat.
He's like super cop. I guess he is Shaft.
Yeah. And so I realized the cockpit changed locations in this movie because before in the beginning when Julianna Marguliessss was doing the safety training, she was on the main floor cuz Tiffany was upstairs and her and the two other stewards
Flight attendants.
Yes, thank you. Were on
Stewards.
Yeah, we're on the main floor. And then she went to go check on the pilot and stuff, and you just see her walking. And then later on, you see Samuel Jackson stretching his legs after going downstairs and meeting her there. And that snack area is around the cockpit, but then suddenly the cockpit is upstairs because it has to be, because the raft is blocking the staircase.
Interesting. That's
So
a good
what
point.
the fuck?
Yeah, Champ would have been down there by himself
Yeah.
with nobody to assist him. I didn't pick up on that. Maybe there's two cockpits.
Maybe.
They're just running.
It's a
from one
big
to the
enough
other.
plane.
So they have a bright idea so they find out Troy can fly. He's done 2,000 hours on a flight simulator.
Yeah, because Todd Packer dies.
He dies. Poor guy. Well, like, it's funny because they're like, all right, as long as the pilot gets us down safely, we're all okay, folks. And
Yeah.
let's go check on him. He's in the cockpit by himself. He had been bitten by a snake. Nobody drained his wound.
Nope.
He's sitting there like, oh, I can totally do it with one arm. Oh, God. And they're like, he's fine. We'll leave him.
Yeah.
They just leave him alone. And then an hour later, they're like, oh, let's go check on him.
Oh, why are we plummeting down?
Hey, what's going on in there? come on, guys, be a little more sensible than that. Have somebody watch him. You got a whole plane full of people. Hey, somebody keep an eye on the pilot. If he starts to go down, let us know. And he was not even in his chair.
Yeah.
He was leaning against the door because they get the door open and he's like, "Bruh," he falls out. Like, what? And why wouldn't you flip the autopilot back on?
Right?
He seemed like he was using autopilot as much as he could. So it could be like, click, now I'm going to pass out.
Yeah.
Poor choices were made that day.
So then Troy is like, yeah, I can fly this. And we find out he just plays flight simulators. And when I was watching this, Brandon, who plays flight simulators, he's like, that'd be me.
Yeah, like I could totally land that plane too.
Yeah.
Just like landing a bus.
And then the most iconic,
Yeah. At 1 hour and 26 minutes in.
I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. It's time to open some goddamn windows.
Yeah, so they all tie in and they shoot 2 windows out. Now I'm thinking at like 25,000 feet. Well, they're probably at like 15,000 feet.
Yeah.
Because they've been plummeting quite a bit. And I'm thinking, man, that would become a whole lot faster, I think.
Yep.
And it did eventually. And this is where we see the outside shot. There seems to be a row of windows upstairs and none on the main floor. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what kind of airplane is this? That would be weird.
I know.
Not being able to see out a window.
I know.
Kind of creepy.
And then I liked how the flight attendants' shoes, like the heels, were staying on. What the fuck?
Oh, some dude took a fucking heel in the face earlier.
Yeah, a heel in the ear.
I had to like rewind that because I'm like, what just happened? And then I saw it, I was like, oh God, ow, that would hurt. I loved that the python was still eating that dude as it flew out the window.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was half done.
Yep.
Like, oh, he's still going.
All the snakes fly out the window in the ocean, I guess. And
Now there's just a bunch of poisonous snakes swimming around in the ocean.
yeah, they're gonna
Biting
be
sharks.
Yeah, and then Troy and what's Samuel L. Jackson's guy's name?
Flynn.
Flynn. Yeah.
Flynn.
Flynn and Troy land the plane, and then they all
Oh man,
slide down, and
it's the most triumphant song. It was like, oh right.
and then the male flight attendant get like his girlfriend's there.
Oh yeah.
And she's like this little cowgirl, and she goes and finds him, and they're so happy, and that's cute. And then Tiffany gives Bobby the kid her phone number.
Julianna Marguliessss is like, hey, Samuel L. Jackson, call me. And he goes,
And she didn't.
I will.
And she didn't give him her fucking phone
She just
number.
walks away. She's like, well, that's all done with.
I mean, is she assuming like he's FBI? He'll figure it out.
He'll track me down.
If he wants it, he'll work for it.
Then the kid gets bitten right at the end. He's like,
Oh yeah.
so glad we made it. I'm terrified of snakes.
Well, and then Samuel Jackson is like, blah, 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 and like shoots this at his chest because the snake is on there. And I'm just like,
yeah.
that's your best course of
He's
action.
gonna go through the snake. He could, if he knew he was wearing a bulletproof vest, it wasn't hurting him. So this
Yeah.
is funny because the guy's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's biting your vest.
Yeah.
It's not even biting you. Relax. And then Samuel L. Jackson could have just pulled it off and smashed it on the floor.
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, nah, I'll shoot him instead. Kid needs to know what it feels like to get hit in the vest.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
It's mean.
So then the kid turns to Samuel Jackson and is like, do you remember what you first said to me? And he's like, what the fuck does that have anything to do with anything? And he's like, what did you say? And he's like, do as I say and you'll live. And then he's like,
Do as I say, and you'll live.
because he's a surfer. And they're back in Hawaii. You just got to LA.
Wait, hold on. Were they surfing in Hawaii or were they surfing in California somewhere?
They were surfing in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like the same beach as the beginning. It was the same trees. It was the same everything. It was just fucking lazy.
This movie.
And then,
And then the music video to cap it off.
fuck, I was in disbelief. I thought it was just going to be like a gag that was 10 seconds, not the whole fucking exit of the movie.
Well, I kept it playing. I was going to turn it off, and I was like, wait a minute. And then I noticed that was happening. I was like, oh, I can't turn this off yet.
No.
Let's see where this goes. Yeah, I was like,
This new indie hit.
oh, man. I didn't even want to know what the band was. 'Cause I'm like, there's no way
they
they're
didn't make
successful
it.
now.
Nope.
Something about snakes on a plane.
Get it. Snakes on a plane.
What did you real rate this?
I real rated this 1
Oh, wow.
barf bag snake out of 10.
10.
No, 10 titty snakes. Because the only thing I liked about this was the oh my god, I've heard it with these motherfucking
Iconic phrase.
yeah. Everything else, I was just like, this is dumb. This is dumb. This wasn't thought through. This wasn't like, and I remember looking at the trivia and I didn't find anything interesting or like that spoke to the behind the scenes or whatever. I don't know. It just seemed, it just was lacking in everything, in plot, in story, in soundtrack, in authentic scares, in common sense.
I'm going to agree with all that. I'm going to real rate this. 2 snakes out of 10 motherfucking planes. Because, yeah, like the same, like, you know, it's got some nice tits in there. The cinematography wasn't terrible, but the CGI snakes were really stupid
Yeah.
looking. The story was weak. Kind of felt like kind of thrown together. And it was like an hour, a little bit over an hour of just snakes
Yeah.
on this plane.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that's what the name of the movie is. That's what it's supposed to be, but holy
But
shit.
there was no slow burn. There was no like subtle reveals. It was just 1 minute there wasn't snakes, and the next minute there was thousands
Tons
of
of
them.
yes, 200 snakes.
Yeah.
Thousands of pounds of snakes.
Yeah.
And I felt like, it's same as a lot of these movies that we watch, the villains, the snakes, had like this sense of timing.
Yep.
Because they're like, wait, don't attack yet. Everybody wait till we're in position. And then,
Yeah.
even though they're just enraged by these pheromones when they
Yeah.
should be just biting anything that's within reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Ah,
terrible.
Do
that
better.
that was snakes on a plane.
it was snakes on a plane.
So the last 2 in my jar. I know what both of them are, so I don't know which one it's gonna be.
We'll see. What the fuck? G.I. Joe Rock?
Rise
ROC?
of Cobra.
Oh,
the
have
first,
we done this?
No, we've done.
Okay.
We did G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Oh,
so we did the
okay.
sequel. I thought it was going to be this one where they're using those stupid power suits. It's Marlon Wayans and what's his face? He gets blown up. Duke.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. So he's in the whole movie this time.
Oh, what
No-
a treat.
I think it's no Rock, but yeah, I remember it just being silly.
Rise
So it should be fun.
Cobra.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you like and subscribe to the videos on YouTube if you're enjoying this. Share it with your friends. We want to hear from you. Let us know if there's a movie you want us to review that you think maybe something, like you said, maybe something you really enjoy that you like pick it apart, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We'll try or we'll praise it and we'll sing your praises for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
That's it. That's all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
This is real garbage.